Om Shanti. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Welcome to another Yoga Small Talk, and we continue with 7 minutes Bhagavad Gita a day. We are reading from chapter 5, the Yoga of the Renunciation of Action, and we have reached verse 17. Their intellect absorbed in that, their self being that, established in that, with that for their supreme goal, they go whence there is no return, their sins dispelled by knowledge. So we said verses 16 and 17 already take us to the siddhi, to the attainment of the practice of karma yoga. And through those verses, we also see so beautifully where karma yoga and jnana yoga, where the yoga of action and the yoga of knowledge meet. We see, we learn what Lord Krishna told Arjuna before. Children, not the wise, think that those are two completely different paths which lead in different directions. They are not. They lead to the same place. And here we see how karma yoga leads to the same place. And as we said, it starts with the practice of selfless actions, offering them, building up equanimity, building up our discrimination, practicing karma yoga with faith and devotion. Knowledge dawns after the mind is purified through the practice of karma yoga, after we are able to meditate, after we are established in samadhi. And when knowledge dawned, the person gets established in the supreme reality and exits samsara. Their sins dispelled by knowledge means no more karma, no more rebirth. Swami Shivananda explains it to us so beautifully. In the commentary, he says, they fix their intellects on Brahman, or the Supreme Self. They feel and realize that Brahman is the Self. By constant and protracted meditation, a lot of practice, constant and protracted, remember, abhyasa, practice over a long period of time without interruption and with joy. By constant and protracted meditation, they get established in Brahman. The whole world of names and forms vanishes for them. This leads to the real equanimity. We will discuss it when we see the next verses. They live in Brahman alone. They have Brahman alone as their supreme goal or sole refuge. They rejoice in the self alone. They are satisfied in the self alone. They are contented in the self alone. Such men never come back to this samsara as their sins are dispelled by knowledge, Brahmanyana. So, full circle. We started with the practice of karma yoga and we have reached the supreme, the ultimate knowledge. This is the full path, this is the attainment, this is the siddhi. And in this context, Swami Swarupananda likes to mention a very saintly person who lived in the Bahamas. He passed away a few years ago. And he was just an ordinary person like you and me. And there came a time where things were not feeling so good for him. So he decided to introduce a little change to his life and do one good deed a day. That's all. That was the resolution. He continued with the day-to-day life, but one good deed a day. And of course, with the intention and with the deeds, the one good deed a day grew and grew and grew and grew. And this person became a living example of charity and developed a very, very, very saintly nature. I had the honor, the privilege of meeting this person towards the end of his life. And he was indeed very saintly and very much endowed with equal vision and very much in a higher state of consciousness. Beautiful example of how just turning away a little bit from selfishness, starting to do selfless deeds, purifies and purifies and purifies and purifies and purifies, and we reach the Supreme. So this is, of course, one story, a very beautiful story. But the message here is that we all can do it. It's available, it's possible, we're all qualified. We need to start with acting in accordance with Dharma. For this, we need a teacher to tell us how to act in accordance with Dharma. Then we continue with growing less and less and less selfish, offering our actions, growing in faith, growing in devotion, more and more and more, removing the sense of agency, removing the sense of doership, removing false pride, removing egoism, purifying the mind, meditating, 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 reaching samadhi, and from there knowledge dawns and we get established in the Supreme Consciousness. We attain the siddhi of the practice. And this is the message, this is the path. And in the next verses, Lord Krishna tells us a little bit more about the condition of this person who started with complete ignorance and was practicing karma yoga and reached the highest. What is it like? So please join us for the next teachings. Om Shanti.